This is Transformers Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Specialist Ratchet. The figure is part of the fourth wave of the Deluxe Class figures from the Dark of the Moon movie toy line. We're having a little bit of bad weather here in Manila, and so expect to hear a lot of Thor's hammer in the background. So, okay, it is a repaint, obviously, of, if you didn't already figure it out, the Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Ratchet. I was actually surprised that they actually repainted him red. I was expecting more of a white version with a little bit of red highlights, but instead they gave us a red version with a lot of white highlights. Kind of what Ironhide was supposed to look like, or, you know, the red really reminds me of Ironhide's G1 colors, but it actually turned out well. I'm pretty happy with this version. Really happy with it. For some reason, I'm sort of liking it more than the green one. I do like the green one more. The only bad thing that the only thing that I really dislike about this figure is this. I mean, it's sort of like their take on the EMP blaster of Ratchet from the animated show, but I wish they could have just stuck it with the saw. So luckily, I have another one at my disposal. And I think this one looks a lot better than his EMP gun of sorts, or blaster, which, you know, it'll probably still look cool on him if he had two weapons. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. This one was pretty cool. I actually like the whole idea of his gun turning into a saw. I just kind of wish they would have stuck with it for this figure as well, and sort of repainted it as well. Instead of gold, they may have done a silver version, not in this unpainted version. Okay, so there. Get rid of these weapons. He's got the same articulation. Again, as I said, he's a repaint. He transforms exactly the same. Should you buy this figure, if you're a big sucker for repaints like I am, yeah, why not? It's a great repaint. If you're a casual Transformers collector and you're happy with your Deluxe Class Ratchet, there's really no need to get this one. If you're the completist, absolutely. Alright, so yeah, pretty good. Looks really great. So let's see him in alt mode. Transformation's exactly the same. Go ahead and rotate. And the colors really come alive even when he's in alt mode for some reason. So there. You can turn his head around if you want to. Okay. Turn the feet. Okay. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. 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 Come on now. Okay. 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 There we go. You could add these actually on his MagTech ports if you wanted to. Make him sort of like an armored ambulance. No idea why you would want that. Okay. Alright. There is Specialist Ratchet in his ambulance alt mode. Put this one here. I think it looks really great. Or this one. Doesn't really matter. But for me, if you don't if you have the extra saw blade, this is really cool. Incidentally, this is not a Hasbro product. I'm sure a lot of you already know this is a Takara product, which I think just looks stellar with the new Ratchet colors. So very, very cool. Absolutely great. I'm a big fan of repaints. This is one repaint that Hasbro really did a good job on. If you're trying to hunt him down, you see a couple of these on the shelves, and you're looking for paint apps defects. Robot mode doesn't have a lot. It's really the alt mode you should look out for. And again, just like the old one, the first version, check out how the white bleeds into the red plastic. Make sure that it's painted on very well. Autobot symbol's fine. Really just the letters, make sure that they're done very well and in a neat way. That's about it. Everything else is just stellar, perfect on this figure. Paint apps are just great. So that's that. That's my little review for Dark of the Moon Specialist Ratchet. The review's over. And for big repaint fans, gotta have this one. For just regular Ratchet fans, you know, just need one Ratchet, deluxe class Ratchet for the Dark of the Moon toy line. Just stick with the first version. Okay, so that's that. Done with the review. You want to see another review of another new figure, go ahead and move on to another video. Now, if you want to stay around, I'd like to talk more about, since we're on the topic of repaints, are some Reveal the Shield figures that I actually picked up on 50% clearance. If you're following me on Twitter, you know that I picked up a bunch of repaints from the Reveal the Shield toy line that were on clearance here in Manila. First one is Strafe. He is obviously a repaint of Mindwipe. Should you get him on regular clearance or online at ridiculous prices? Absolutely not. Even if you're a big repaint fan or a big fan of Strafe. This guy is a figure you need to wait for on clearance. Paint apps are horrible. The whole concept of the red and white is great, but they combine it with a very dull gray bit of plastic that's unpainted. The white paint apps on the red plastic is just horrible. I don't understand why anybody would be attracted to the paint job they did on this one. The only reason I wanted to buy it was because I liked an Autobot version of the mold. I like the Technobots for some reason. You're a big G1 fan. This is like a movie version-esque of the Technobot Strafe, but not really. It's really just a repaint of Mindwipe, an Autobot version, or a white light side of of Mindwipe. Mindwipe being the dark side. Yeah, I suggest if you can still wait for it, you're really interested in this figure, just wait for it on clearance. Not gonna hurt. Here in Manila, I've seen a couple of these, but this guy's one of the first to go when it went on clearance. Nobody was buying him on retail, but the moment it went 50 off, people were like picking him up for some reason. Anyway, so that's that. That's Mindwipe. Put him to the side. Mindwipe. What am I saying? Strafe. Reveal the Shield. Strafe. Sorry about that. Next is this guy. The repaint of Hailstorm. His name is Mindset. Some of the subscribers of this channel have actually told me that Hailstorm was actually an homage of Mindset, and Mindset was really the figure they had in mind when they did Hailstorm, and then people decided to repaint Hailstorm into Mindset. Weird. I'm not sure how true that story is, but kind of makes sense. This figure is a retool. It's not a direct repaint. He's obviously got a new head. He's now an auto. This is the Autobot version. It's got a rub sign here, just like Strafe over here. Should you get this figure? Well, if you like the fact that changing the head sculpt and the paint makes him a brand new character, then by all means, yes, pick this guy up. If you're a completist or a big repaint fan like I am, by all means pick this up. But this is one of the if you're in Manila, this is one of the peg warmers in a lot of the Toys R Us and Toy Kingdom I've seen. So I suggest you pick him up on clearance. Now that he's on clearance, I guess that's my suggestion is just useless. You can go ahead and pick him up. If you're in another country and the Reveal the Shield figures have not yet gone on clearance, I suggest you wait. You wait it out. They're going to go on clearance, because when more Dark of the Moon figures hit, when Transformers Prime figures hit, these things are just going to be cleared out of the shelves. They're going to go down. Prices are going to go down for this, and if you can wait a little bit longer, suggest you pick it up on clearance, not on regular price. Is it a good pickup? Yeah, sure. If you missed out on Hailstorm, definitely. If you already have Hailstorm, you're not really a big fan of these repaints, you can pass up on this guy. For those of you in Manila, Hailstorm is also on clearance, as well as the rest of the Hunt for the Decepticons deluxe class figures. That's that. The last figure I'm just going to mention. I'm not going to do any transformations of these guys because they're just repaints. So check out the original versions of Mindwipe, Hailstorm, and Brawn. The Brawn repaint, which is known as Fallback. Obviously, they wanted to use Outback, but I think Outback has already been taken. The trade name, some other companies probably using it as a trade name, and Hasbro has having legal issues with using that name, so they named him Fallback. Very, very cool mold. Paint apps, paint colors, plastic colors, not so much. It takes a while before this guy grows on you. Transformed him a couple times. Really didn't see the point of having this sort of burgundy, not burgundy. This is a sienna or a burnt sienna type of color mixed with. It's not even beige. It's more bordering on flesh than beige. It's supposed to be beige because, as many of you know, for those of you who were alive already in the 80s, the Brawn mini-bot was actually repainted as Outback in a very beige type of color. And that's what they were trying to do with this mold. Since Brawn was the darker version, they wanted to make a Outback version, and they did it with this one. Should you get this figure? Absolutely not. If you're just a casual collector and you're happy with your Brawn figure. If you're a completist, again, if you're a repaint buff, by all means, yes, but do not get it on clearance or at ridiculous prices online. Wait for it to go on. Do not get it on regular retail, excuse me, or at ridiculous prices online. Wait for it to go on clearance. So, with that being said, I repeat, these guys are great, but only if you buy them on clearance. 50% off is a great price for them, as any Transformer. If you're just a casual collector of Transformers, you're happy with the original versions of these guys, forget buying these. You're just wasting your money. Just save it for more Dark of the Moon toys. Alright, so that's my quick sub-review of these repainted Reveal the Shield figures. Again, this was a review of this guy, yet another repaint, which I absolutely love. This one is okay to get on retail by all means. You don't have to wait for this one on clearance. But if you can, why not? There you go. I guess that's it. If you want to know more of my latest toy purchases, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfranz. Thanks for watching.